Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Muhammad Fuad bin Abdullah and we are from Group 9, and for this assignment, we are going to explain on the topic pornography. Okay, now let us take a look on the introduction part. First of all, I want to take a peek or just to provide a glance about this pornography. And in the layman term or the simple term, we can identify this pornography as a habit that can lead toward these negative consequences. And of course, for these consequences, we can divide into three categories, which is the first one will be the individual consequences, the second one will be the social consequences, and the last one will be the how it can impact our youth or our teenagers. Okay, basically our kids. And for individual consequences, basically pornography can cause an addiction. So people that usually will watch or having this content of pornography, they will want to have more and more, and this will lead to the negative behavior. And of course, it will also cause a risky sexual behavior. So when we talk about risky sexual behavior, sometimes it can cause some negative impact toward our healthy, our body, and many more bad or many more negative effect. And for the social consequences, basically this pornography can try to create a normality for people to have a negative attitude. So we know that whenever it relates to pornography, it can also try to enhance any sexual harassment from happen, especially within the society. So this basically can many people can see that sexual harassment is actually a normal when when they consume this pornographic content. So we don't want that to happen within our society, and of course our social will have an unhealthy behavior if continuous consumption of this pornography are not being countered by the government. And for towards the teenagers, towards our kids, of course this pornography basically is quite worrisome because um, they can easily access the content. We take a look on our country in Malaysia, we can see how government try to counter this pornography by setting a limitation or block any access towards a porn or pornographic website. So we can see that how this habit actually is very dangerous and can be a threat towards the society, especially for teenagers. And as a good citizen, as and also a good parents to our kids, we have to make sure that we can control the access on the social media or the internet for our kids to ensure this impact will not directly hit them. So why we want to do this assignment? Basically, we want to understand in deep on this issue because many people nowadays they think pornography is just a simple problem, but actually this is a major problem, and day by day this problem become more serious because in other country they might legal this pornography, and it depending on the law of the country. So especially us in Malaysia, we don't want that to be legal in Malaysia. So because of the borderless internet, we have to identify the solution, try to understand the impact, do the some assessment, and as well as to try to encourage this positive behavior, so to counter this negative behavior that leads or contributed by this um, consumption of pornography. So our team member will explain in more details on this all of this information.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Rasyida. Okay, now we move to the definition of pornography. So, pornography derived from the Greek word pornographos, meaning writing or drawing about prostitutes. Okay, refers to content that depicts or narrates sexual acts in a way that excites or arouses sexual desire, often through films, photos, or literature. So it usually includes nudity or explicit sexual content, distinguishing it from other form of art or media. So definition of pornography vary across cultures and legal system, but it generally involves explicit sexual material. While some criticize pornography for promoting negative stereotypes and objectification, others view it as an expression of sexuality. So legal concern often focus on protecting children and preventing exploitation, with pornography being banned in many countries for this reason. And now we continue with causes of pornography. Okay, why this issue happened in the Malaysian society? So here we have four causes that we can discuss. First is lack of religious education. The lack of religious education for children is a major cause of pornography exposure among youth. Okay, parents and teachers play crucial roles in instilling religious values in children, but many parents prioritize other subjects over religious education. So this neglect leads to children growing up without proper moral guidance, making them more susceptible to negative influences like pornography. So the second one is technology development. So the rapid advancement of technology has made it easier for children and teenagers to access pornography. So the excessive use of mobile phones, computer, and television, especially during the pandemic, exposes young to inappropriate content through media like games and the internet. So it contributing to an increase in pornographic addiction. Okay, the third one is influence of the surrounding community. So peer influence is another significant factor in the spread of pornography. So children and teenagers are often influenced by friends to engage in negative behavior, such as watching obscene movie or violating moral values. Okay, since when you spend more time with friends than family, so the choices of companions become crucial in preventing exposure to harmful influences. Okay, the last one is influence of Western culture. Okay, Western culture widely spread through social media and entertainment platforms like Netflix has a strong influence on children and teenagers. Okay, many youth exposed to inappropriate content in music, movies, and online platforms. Sometimes unknowingly due parents' negligence. So this exposure to Western pop culture, including pornographic elements, leads to a growing acceptance of such content among the younger generation.
Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Sharifah Salwa and I will be presenting the part on impact or effect of the issue on society, which focus on three main aspects: effect on social interaction, family, and psychological health. The first one is impact on social interaction. When people are exposed to pornography, it can shape their view in a harmful way. For instance, their mates start saying women as object, which can lead to aggressive or non-consensual behavior. Studies have found that those who frequently watch porn are more likely to engage in violent action. Pornography also messes with how we view relationship by making us think communication and honesty are as not important. A common example is how porn often show relationship without conversation, which can create unrealistic expectation. On the last scale, the growing confusion of form is changing our social norm, and that definitely concerning in society. Number two is impact on family. Pornography can really affect the harmony within family. It can lead to breakdown or trust and stability in relationship. For example, couple who watch the porn might start feeling suspicion or distinct from each others. For young people, it can cause confusion about body image and early sexualization. Many teenagers, for instance, end up feeling insecure about their look because of the what they see in porn. A big problem in Malaysia is the parents are struggle to control their children access to this kind of content. In fact, a study showed that 40% of Malaysia young age around 50 to 18 years old have already been exposed to pornography in Malaysia. Number three is impact of psychology health. Pornography has a strong link to mental health issues like anxiety, depression, and isolation. People who become addicted to it often feel disconnected from others and experience emotional stress. Over time, this addict can reduce their ability to connect with others in healthy relationship, leading to emotion, numbers, and serious psychological problem.
Hello, hi. My name is Norzielawati Binti. Pornography. So today I'm going to continue my part of reading summary, which is article that related to this assignment, which is pornography. So first article I choose is the pornography use and its addiction among emerging adults in Malaysia. This article was launched was published by authors Nurfitri Muhammad Syukur, Muhammad Zulfazli Muhammad, and also Muhammad Zahari Nordin. So in this article, writing about the study examines internet pornography exposure among 2,000 Malaysian youths from age 13 to 25 years old and explores the influence of gender, perceived realism, and sexual behaviors. Males reported highest exposure, and those using pornography as realistic were more likely to engage in early and risky sexual activities. So, what's the key effects that I can categorize is we have three, which is first gender disparities, which is males are more likely to watch pornography and use it as a sexual education. Second, risky behavior like perceived realism leads to unsafe sexual practice and early sexual experience. And the third one is the reinforcement of stereotypes. It's like promote unrealistic body standards and gender roles, affecting self-esteem and relationship. And what is the article is about all those viewpoint is the first intervention, which is gender sensitivity program to address exposure. Second, regulation, strictly internet rules and awareness campaign. And third is education. And then education is teach media literacy and the unrealistic nature of pornography in school.
Okay, next articles would be a thematic analysis of pornography views in Malaysia youths, authored by Nur Farhana Abdul Halim and also Muhammad Faizal Musa. In these articles, summary of the article is about this qualitative study explore about how Malaysian youths aged from 15 to 24 perceive and are influenced by pornography. Through thematic analysis of the interview, the study identifies key reasons for viewing pornography, including easy access, emotional struggles, and social pressure. Participants often expose guilty and shame due to culture and religion's expectation. Pornography use was linked to academic decline, mental health struggle, and also ethical dilemma, with a lack of safe space for discussing this issue. And what's the effect of this article is the first academic impact. First, academic impact, which is a decline economics performance and concentration issues. Second is a mental health challenge, guilty, loneliness, and system of depression due to internal conflict. And the third is a moral ethical struggle, which is conflict between personal behavior and culture, religious values. What's the author viewpoint is a first comprehensive education from the key effects. So what is the viewpoint that you can bring out is the first comprehensive education. This is introduce sexual education that address pornography and open discussion, parental involvement. Second, encourage digital monitoring and active parental guidance. Third is space phase, which is create a secure forum for discussion and sexuality of the mental health issue. Okay, I will continue my third articles, which is internet pornography Exposure Amongst Young People in Malaysia, author by Muhammad Najib Muhammad Alvi, Siti Nur Yaakob, and also Rumaya Johari. In these articles, details about examines internet pornography, which is used among 102,000 Malaysian youths aged from 13 to 25 years old, and is linked to gender, perceived realism, and sexual behaviors. Males reported higher exposure for this, and those viewing pornography are realistic, were more likely to engage in early risky sexual activities. The study highlighted the influence of pornography on social behavior and also gender stereotypes. What is the effects by this article is a first, gender disparities, which is male rely on pornography to learn about sex and are more involved. Second is risky sexual behavior. Perceived realism leads to unsafe practice and early sexual experience. Third is reinforcement of stereotypes, which is promote unrealistic body standards and harmful gender roles. What is the author viewpoint from this article is the first, gender sensitivity intervention, which is programmed to address the issue of pornography used for both males and females. Second, regulations and awareness, which is stricter internet rules and campaign to reduce the exposure. And third is education, whereby teach media literacy and highlight the unrealistic nature of pornography. Thank you.
Analysis from philosophical perspective. From the Islamic perspective, they emphasize on modesty and purity in marriage, as the teachings encourage modesty and keeping intimacy confined to marriage, also discouraging actions that might harm moral and spiritual well-being. Islam also views pornography as haram, also known as sinful in Arabic. In the Quranic teachings, such as in Al-Isra verse 32, explicitly warn against indecency, identifying pornography as harmful to moral values and family dynamics. Next is human dignity, also known as karomah. In Arabic, pornography in Islam is viewed as exploitative and disrespectful, reducing individuals to objects, which oppose the Islamic principle of treating people with dignity and respect. Next is maslahah, also known as the greater good. Islamic legal principles advise against actions harmful to individuals or society, considering pornography a disruption to societal well-being and moral order. Lastly is spiritual cleansing. Islamic scholars emphasize avoiding influences that erode inner strength and moral integrity, as reflected in the teachings of Imam al-Ghazali and other scholars. Moving on to the Christianity philosophical perspective, Christians too emphasize on human dignity. Pornography distorts God's intention for human relationships and sexuality, reducing people to objects for personal gratification, undermining the sanctity of marriage. It devalues marital intimacy, promoting selfishness and creating false perceptions of closeness, contrary to biblical teachings like Matthew chapter 5 verse 28. Next is sin and redemption. Christianity views pornography as sinful, but emphasizes the possibility of redemption through repentance, prayer, and support. Speaking of support, various Christian organizations offer support to help individuals overcome addiction and rebuild healthy relationships with God and the others through counseling and recovery programs. Lastly is societal harm. Beyond personal sin, pornography is seen as societal ill that negatively impacts individuals and communities. Moving on to the materialism. Materialists focus on physical and tangible realities. They prioritize observable realities over spiritual concerns, considering pornography a product of free market system and personal autonomy. Next is economic commodity. Pornography is analyzed as a product shaped by supply and demand, reflecting societal values and technological progress. Exploitation and commodification. Critics highlight the exploitation of human bodies for profit, aligning with Marx's critique of commodification in capitalist systems. Materialists foresee pornography might be a potential harm. Materialist critics note issues like addiction, unrealistic expectation, and objectification, emphasizing measurable social and psychological impacts. Lastly, ethical neutral stance. While materialism doesn't inherently moralize pornography, it assesses its effect empirically to determine whether it benefits or harms the society.
Okay, we begin by acknowledging that conviction goal is central to guiding human action and creating ethical standards. All major religions in Malaysia emphasize moral behavior, teaching values like honesty, respect, and integrity. However, explicit entertainment often challenges this teaching. It promotes self-indulgence, objectification, and shallow relationships, particularly undermining the dignity and equality of individuals, especially women. Religion teaches that human relationships should be based on trust, love, and mutual respect. Explicit content trivializes this connection, weakening the family unit and societal values. Religious groups play a crucial role here by educating and encouraging responsible media consumption, helping people align with their spiritual values and avoid negative influence. Ultimately, explicit entertainment promotes harmful behaviors such as sexual harassment, which contradict the core values of human dignity and equality. Our group discussed the negative impact of pornography, highlighting its role in commodifying people, especially women, and reinforcing harmful stereotypes. We noted its potential to create unrealistic expectations about intimacy, damage self-esteem, and strain personal relationships by undermining respect and trust. Concerns whereas about its easy accessibility in modern society and its influence on the younger generation who are still shaping their values and worldview. Emphasizing the importance of solution, we advocated for promoting healthier, constructive entertainment and educational programs to raise awareness about the dangers of explicit content and encourage values like mutual respect and harmony in relationship. We felt that this was a good assignment to understand the ill effect of pornography. Some members brought up the importance of awareness program to inform people about this malady. We also discussed developing other forms of entertainment and education that promote family values, harmonious relationship, and mutual respect. We realized this problem needs both governmental and social involvement in order to be solved. Through this discussion, it also enabled us to perceive ethical, moral, and spiritual angles of the debate concerning pornography. The given assignment was a very good platform for the spread of awareness on how really pornography is ruining not just persons but society altogether. It had us give deep thought over the wider and ramification of explicit content and our common responsibility in the effort to counter this.
Solution to the issue: how we can address the issue of pornography in Malaysia. We need to focus on 4 key areas: education, law enforcement, rehabilitation, and working together as a community. The first one is education. Education is very important. Schools should teach proper sex education. This included lesson about respect, healthy relationship, and the dangers of pornography. Students also need to learn about internet safety, how to avoid harmful content, and what to do if they come across it. we help young people make smart decisions online and stay safe. The next is law enforcement. We need stronger law. Authority like MCMC should have more power and tools to block and remove harmful content online. Using technology like AI can help detect and stop harmful content faster. Public campaign can also help educate people about the dangers of pornography and the law against it. Awareness is the key to reducing the spread of the issue. Next, rehabilitation. For those already affected, we need proper support. Therapy and support group can help people recover from pornography addiction. Counseling can get them to healthy ways or away of the dealing with the struggle. Parents also play a big role. They should monitor their children internet use and have open conversation about relationship and the dangers of pornography. The lastly is collaboration. Everyone need to work together. The government, school, parent, and community must all play with the part. By working together, we can create safer and healthy environment for future generation. This solution can help reduce the negative impact of the pornography in our society.
To conclude, the main issue is that pornography is a serious problem, especially among the younger generations, as it leads to some negative impacts, include destroying healthy relationships, causes addiction, and leads to social issues. It also distorts psychological development during growth phase, especially for the teenagers. Statistics shows that 50% of the global teenagers exposed to pornography before the age of 18. While 60% of the Malaysian youth can easily access pornography via their smartphones. From the religious perspective, all religions emphasize personal purity and high moral values. Hence, actions needed to reduce or even better to prevent these negative impacts. First of all, parents, education, and government play key roles in control and support this effort. The goal is to create a healthier and more ethical moral values for the future generations.